Hi, I'm Rhonda.
I'm Angie.
And we are Adventures in Nomadness.
What tools do you need for RV life?
Wow, that's going to be a lot of tools.
I know.
What about people that just need a few to start with? I challenge you to pick 5.
Are you kidding me? I'm a tool hog. I can't pick just 5.
Yeah, what if there was a fire here and you just needed to grab 5 tools? What would they be?
Are you challenging me?
I am.
Well, hey, if you are new to our channel, we have been full-time in our RV for a year and a half before we came up to Alaska and decided to hunker down up here in our cabin for the winter. But we're still full-timers in our RV at heart. One of the questions we get asked all the time is, what tools do we have as RVers? And I'm a former mechanic, so I used to be an airplane mechanic up here in Alaska, and I had to get rid of a bunch of tools before we moved into this. We just didn't have room. So Rhonda has thrown out a challenge to me to pick my top 5 tools, which is almost impossible, but I'm going to do that. She's given me 20 seconds. I'm going to do pretend 20 seconds. 20 seconds for me to pick out my top 5 if you're just going to go out on a weekend and what you should absolutely minimum have. All right? On your mark, get set, go. Can I do that again? Whew, I think that was actually under 20 seconds. All right, why did I pick these 5? Well, the Air is absolutely something that I think is a must-have. We used it multiple times. We use it when the air has gone a little bit low. I mean, you don't want to have to drive to a gas station or something, and sometimes don't even have air in order to get air. So we've used it on the RV tires. We've actually had a couple flats on the truck too. It's really saved our bacon. Ramp, I chose this one because it's super easy when we've had to do stuff on the RV, like wheel bearings and stuff, or if you have to replace a spare. I don't want to wait for hours for roadside assistance to come. So you just back or forward up on this one and you can get the other tire on the other axle. So that, and of course, in order to do all that, you have to have a torque wrench, and this is not ideal for actually loosening the lug nuts on your tires, but in a pinch you could. And this is the socket that actually goes with that. So torque wrench, definitely. I was going to choose the tire gauge, but you can actually use a tire gauge on there, hooked up to the truck. And then a hammer or a mallet. We use this for, gosh darn it, a whole bunch of things. I guess it's kind of versatile for a lot of reasons. But yeah, for me it's almost impossible to pick just 5. But I'm gonna real fast go over really what I think you should have as a weekender or full-time RVer. And some of these are really kind of essential, and some of them are just really, really nice to have. This is everything that's in our tool bag. So I basically just stuffed everything in here. But if you don't have a toolkit, I'll put a link below to some just basic kits that are in like a plastic case that'll have a lot of what you need. So for us, we've got various wrenches, various screwdrivers, and I think probably I forgot to mention one of the things that was most needed as far as an essential is a multi-bit screwdriver, because this has some square bits and some Phillips and some flatheads actually in the base here. It's a snap-on, so it's a really nice one. We actually have 2 because we keep one inside the RV at all times. It's a really good thing we do. Since we were up here and working on the cabin, we left one of them here, and I forgot I had a spare in the RV, and I found it when we needed it most, and that's when the sail switch went out and it got really cold at night. But I also got some vice grips and needle nose pliers, some diagonal cutters, like I said, just various sizes of screwdrivers, and some crescent wrenches, a hammer, and also have like a 3/8 ply. I could use that on the tires as well. One of the things I thought I would most pick if I had to would be duct tape. I think duct tape is an absolute must to have. You can fix a lot of things with duct tape. I also have an electric thing of electrical tape, and I've got 2 sets of Allen wrenches. One is standard, and these are metric, because I just like invariably they'll have something that's just the wrong size, so I've got the size for everything. And in here I have various, this is a quarter drive socket and a bunch of quarter drive ratchet and a bunch of quarter drive sockets. That's handy. And then what I also have is just a bunch of bits. So I've got star bits and square bits and Phillips bits and regular straight bits in there. So this is everything we have in that bag, and we keep that in the truck in case of you never know when you're going to need that stuff. And I also have some drill bits here. So the other things over here that I think are really good to have, I've already talked about the Viair. I don't know actually what we would do without the Viair. And this is in the truck as part of the truck tire kit, but it'd actually work on our tires over here too if needed. And then I also have some various 3/8 drive sockets and a ratchet too if we need a little bit more oomph power. A grease gun, very essential because you're going to end up greasing wheel bearings with that, so you have to have that. And then one of the other things I think is absolutely essential is some sort of electrical kit. So I've got some stuff in here like a multimeter. There's plenty of electrical things going on in the RV. I've got wire strippers and like those there. And then I also have in my kit, I got various fuses and connectors and all kinds of spare stuff in here. I won't bore you with all the details here. And then I also have a Renogy solar connector crimper thingy. That's what you want to call it. And more electrical tape, because you can never have enough of this. And what I have in here stays in the truck too, but it's nice to have extra stuff. So jumper cables are in here, some roadside vests if we needed them, emergency poncho, and then bungees. Got probably a good amount of bungees in this little kit too. Bungees are awesome. And what are the really nice thing? Like, it would be nice to have, but unless you're full-timers, you probably wouldn't have this stuff normally in your RV or for an RV trip. But our 18-volt DeWalt set, a lot of people like the impact screwdrivers. That's not an impact one, but those are really nice. I've had this set for quite some time, and it's great. So it's surprising how many times we've actually used this set while on the road, whether it's be our own projects, working on our truck bed, various weird projects helping people, and I'm really glad we had those. Hair dryers are not just for making your hair look beautiful, although my COVID hair needs a lot of work right now. But hair dryers are like your best friend in the wintertime. Frozen lines, frozen pipes. I've used this when we had our frozen issue with our tank, and that really helped a lot. Funnels, various sizes of funnels, and an axe is actually really great to have if you have some firewood and needed to chop it up a little bit more, or come someplace like in a Forest Service where there's a down tree. We actually carry a chainsaw to hatch it. And then kind of some crazy stuff here. Come along, we bought up here for a project, but we are going to end up taking that with us on the road again. And a wrecking bar. Also bought this for the cabin, but are going to take with us. We can see probably some practical uses for this. Not sure exactly what yet, but moving a big boulder out of the way. Who knows? Big log. I mean, some stuff is heavy. We've used this for big logs out here moving around. So this has actually been worth its weight in gold, and I can actually see this if we're boondocking someplace, as well as a shovel. A little shovel if you get stuck really could be helpful too. this is probably one of Rhonda's favorite things. We actually bought this set of loppers, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago up here when we had to clear our driveway, clear the road to get to our driveway. We had rented a Class C from Anchorage and come down here, and we couldn't actually get down here, so we ended up, we needed some loppers to cut a bunch of limbs and trees and stuff like that, and it was funny. Rhonda was using these. These extend out, which is really nice. Rhonda was using these, and I can hear her mouth. These are the bomb! These things are like really, really, really just perfect. You know, if you're in a campsite and you need to do a little pruning, you got branches hanging into your RV, something like that could really be helpful. So what I would love, if you leave a comment below, if there's any tools that are must-haves for you. This is everything that we take on the road with us. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that you've missed, and please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button too. And Rhonda is pointing out something that I didn't mention, but it was on our table. It's not necessarily in my tool bag. Headlamp. We have, I don't know, probably 4 headlamps that are around in the truck, flashlights. We are never out of headlamps, and this one in itself is like a high lumen, really nice, because gotta have light. So thanks again. See you next time.